Hello, my name's Katie and welcome to my shed. How are you keeping? You'll be pleased to know it's still raining. It just feels like all of my days off this last 3 weeks or so it has rained. And we definitely need the rain because the ground is solid and the plants are crusty and the grass was already yellow. So we definitely needed it, but you'd think it could rain when I'm at work and then leave the days for when I'm off to be sunny, wouldn't you? Not too much to ask. Anyway, this week is an exciting week for me. Not so exciting for you, but I'm going on holiday. So we are going off on a cruise and I'm going to take some painting stuff with me. So this video will be a little bit of me getting my stuff ready, but you've seen me do that loads of times before, but we'll do it again just in case you're new here and you want to see what I pack when I'm going away. The good thing about this cruise is it is a drive cruise, like as in we're not flying, so I can take more stuff. So we drive pretty much straight up to the ship, you get on the ship and then you're on holiday. So I'm going to have a little think about what I'm taking and we'll get that packed now, and then the rest of the video will be clips of me sketching on the ship, or when we're in port I'm going to try and do some sketching there. Yeah, it'll be a bit different to normal, and I'm hoping I'm going to be nice and brave and we're going to do lots of plein air, drawing, urban sketching, that sort of thing. We'll see how we go. Right, I'm going to stop you, get all the stuff I need, and then we'll talk about what I'm taking. Right, I think I'm done. Although I've got way too much. And I did, when I set out my watercolour palettes, the idea was I would be able to move things around and just take one palette with all the stuff I wanted in, so that I didn't have to take it all. But you know I'm going to take it all because I can't help myself, if I can fit it all in the box. So this is the box I'm giving myself. This one here. Yes, I know it's massive, but I am planning on doing quite a lot of drawing. I am. Whether I do it or not, no, I will. Okay, so what we've got, and I've got to try and fit into here. It's quite a lot. It's like a little Mary Poppins box. So first of all, I've got my watercolour pencils. They are, I probably don't need them all actually, there's a lot of very similar colours in there, so I could sort those out a little bit more. Then I've got a little retractable pencil, don't probably need that. Two fine liners, both black, a 0.5 and a 0.4. Got some pencils, these are just cheap pencils, just sketching ones, so I think there is, let's see what we've got in here. 4B, 3B, 2B, 5B, another 2B, two 2Bs, that's weird, and a B, no HB. But that's fine, I probably don't need two 2Bs. I'll take one of those out. Okay, one less pencil. It's me feeling really smug. And then I've got this, which always goes around with me, but it's a Winsor Newton woodless pencil. I don't know why it comes around with me, it just does, but I'll put that in the box with the pencils. I've got a pencil sharpener and some masking tape so I can mask out my borders around my sketchbooks, because I just think that looks a bit nicer. Then I've got these, I could probably fit them into a smaller box actually. Let's do that. It was a little bit painful, but I think I've done it. No, I haven't. It's in. Not very well, but it's in. And then I'm just taking two sketchbooks. I'm taking the Raw Talons Art Creations. This one I use mainly for like drawing, obviously. like continual line drawing, that sort of thing. Oh my goodness, I would show you, there's some right rum old stuff in here. I mean, that's probably the least bad of everything. There is some terrible drawings. Anyway, I'm taking that one. It's got quite a lot of pages left, and I'm taking this one, which is a Sea White of Brighton. It lays pretty flat, and I can do long drawings if I want. It's a nice size, and it holds watercolour well. I've got another box. I just wonder if it's... I am painful. There's going to be a whole lot of editing. This one. This one might actually be better. This isn't my shed. You'll be glad I've brought all my stuff, and we're going to do some painting. I'm going to shut the door because it's there, and I find it really weird. Because this thing, even though the people inside could be listening, but this is my view. Hang on, let me take you off there. We are very, very lucky. Look at that. The sea is super calm. Yeah, it's gorgeous. I might move you over to this side so you can see what I'm drawing. Ooh. Now, the sun is bright, isn't it? Goodness me. I'll talk to you from there. Right. I probably should have sunglasses on. This is very different sitting in my wet and dark shade, isn't it? I'm just going to do some seascapes, and there's not a lot to see. But I'm going to look at some colours, do some colour studies, and just have a play. Okay, so we're in the port of Getcho. Just the wrong way, it's only down there. There's people getting on their coaches, all heading out on their tours. Here's the terminal, and then you'll also see loads of people walking into town. And there's a lovely beach over there. We are yet decided what we're going to do. I mean, it's a bit of a hot mess, but I think as a colour study, maybe, okay, I'm going to draw over it, but let it dry, keep it. Okay, so I've done two drawings. How many drawings did I do? I did two drawings. This one was my first one. Very much just a colour study. It's probably a little bit lighter than everything, but I think it's okay. But I really like the other one that I did. Sorry, put face check on. Which was the one that I started, I showed you, and it was a bit naff. I've added a bit more detail in and now I really like it. Let's move my face over here, there we go. Yeah, it's quite fun. I like the marks in the trees. Oh, stupid face check off, there we go. Marks in the trees here. And I quite like these sort of areas of not a lot going on, and there's a lot up here with the squares of the buildings. Anyway, that's today's drawing. I will catch you later. Bye. It's a look, I appreciate that, but I've managed to somehow give myself a bit of sunstroke today. So I'm going to draw over there, if I can get you around. I don't know if I can get you around enough. Can you see that crane there? Okay, let's draw it. I have just sharpened my pencils with my new pencil sharpener. I can confirm it works.
New pencil sharpener. New sharpie.
Okay, I'm done.
Morning. Had to put this on because it's so windy. I don't think you can hear me. We've been dolphin watching this morning, so I'm going to record whilst I film. And hopefully you might see some dolphins. But I'm just going to do some seascapes. There's not masses to see. It's just a horizon. But we're another sea day, so that's what we're going to do. Right, let's get me off of face track. There we go. Did you see any dolphins? This is my sketch. It's so windy. I'm going to pause you a bit and then I'll come. Dolphins down here. I don't know if you can see them. Oh, down there. I'll try and put some. I'll get them on here and put them on. Right, let's get painting in. This is not my best work. It's not very easy, is it? Anyway, this is kind of what we're doing. I feel like it might be capturing the spirit of the sea, but maybe not. Good afternoon. We are in Cherbourg in France today. Been out for a little wander around. I haven't felt the best today. Another day of not feeling well. I can't blame the cruise. It was very smooth, but I just woke up feeling pretty grim this morning. Anyway, isn't this just like the prettiest port building? I'm guessing it's Art Deco, judging by some of the details and some of the internal fixings, but we're going to draw some of that today. So, let's do that. I mean, it is what it is. I'm going to see you back in the shed. Bye.
Good afternoon. So it appears we've returned to a heat wave. Apologies for all of you that have had to sit through this because it's a bit grim, isn't it? At home on holiday, it's bearable, but we've missed most of it, thankfully. But we are back now. Got back home a couple of hours ago, and I just wanted to come in here and finish up this video so that I can get it edited, ready for you for next week. Yeah, I don't think there's masses to say. Let's have a look at what we did, because I don't think I showed all of it on camera. Some of it is pretty bad, and some of it I quite like. So let's start with this little one. This is the one I took out with me because it's the smallest. The first things I was drawing were at formal night. I will put in the pictures. I tried to take a photo of the person behind, but it was a bit trying to do it without people realising it and without getting faces in. So yes, that was that one. And I quite like, there's all these people sat around in ball gowns and tuxedos, and then this is my husband sat in a cap and a Hard Rock Hotel t-shirt on his phone. And then there was these people who were sat at the bar, and these guys who were sat in front of me. I like this one a lot. I should say they were all continual line drawings with some pencil and Neocolors on. This one was a terrible one. It was a shoe on the carpet. And this was some people sat at a table. Again, bits of it I like. I quite like the bloke in the white tux in the background. The foreground kind of went a bit squiffy. I think what I need to learn to do is not put in stuff just because it's there. In that, like, I can just draw the stuff I like and leave the rest of it out. I think that would help. The next one was the croupier at the casino. Now, this I quite liked before I started putting colour on it, and then I put colour on it. Don't like it anymore. This one, again, I liked as a black and white, and then I tried to put some colour on it. That was the portrait Get Show. This might be one of my favourites. That was at La Coruña, and I like that one. Oh, this one was really bad. I almost don't want to show you, but I will. But I'll do it quickly. There you go. That was another drawing in one of the posher, quieter bars. And then we've got a couple of drinks. That is my apple juice. And then a beer. And this one I did yesterday, which was in Cherbourg, which was their cruise terminal. I quite like this one actually. It's very naive and a little bit squiffy, but I do like that one. And that was it in that book. Let me know in the comments if you like any of them. I don't think I did many in this book. Oh, I did a few seascapes and they're a bit naff. So there was that one. Not a fan. Well, this was the colour study I did in Get Show. I quite like that. And this one was one of the cloudy mornings. Can't remember which day that was. I think it was our sea day. And I quite like that one. This one, not so much. So yeah, not a fan of those ones so much. And then I did a couple of big ones. This one, again, not a fan. Didn't enjoy the colours I was using. In fact, I liked it before I started putting anything else on it, when it was just the blues and purples. So I quite like that. Sorry about the noise. We're sorting out the garage. This one I think is one of my favourites and most successful ones. I've shown you that one already. So that was the view from my balcony at Get Show. I think what I like about this one is I've managed to do the watercolour and, well, you know, do a proper mixed media, and it's enhanced it, whereas with some of them I feel like I was doing mixed media and it just made it messier. Another just study of the sea. The sea is not for me, not when it's like this. Although this one I did prefer. So this one again, it's watercolour, but I preferred that one. I like the colours in it. I mean, this paper isn't great for watercolour, so I'm going to say some of it is that, but mostly it's my technique. And then, oh, last picture was some little studies I did of the... Why's my brain gone blank? Red starts, black red starts that we saw in Vigo. And I do think in my head now I've got an idea that I want to do the red starts on the top of the, let me get the name of the place. It was the castle, but it was the castle walls. Okay, so it's the Castello do Castro in Vigo. We just sort of walked around the walls, but I like the fact that we saw them there. So it gives for me, it gave a sense of place, but also then I can have the ship in the background because you could see the ship. I seem to have lost my voice a little bit on the cruise as well. So yeah, in my head I'm thinking there was these really nice walls with the daisies hanging out of them and some nice mosses and things on them. So I'm thinking of that with the ship in the background and the roofs, and there were some amazing colours. There were some really nice greens and turquoises on like the window sills and things like that, so I'm going to put that into. Yeah, so I think that will be my painting next week, but this video is already going to be quite long because we've done quite a lot of sketching and I don't really want to rush it. And also I've got to go back to work tomorrow, so though I do sound poorly, maybe I need to be ill. I won't do that. I'm not the sort of girl that can take a sickie. Yes, so that was it. We had a lot of conversations on the cruise. We, as in my husband and I and my daughter, because they were taking the mickey out of me with the volume of stuff that I took. But actually I used most of it. I could have condensed the watercolours into one palette. And if I'd have bought the palette to put some washes in, then I could have done that. And I will buy one, I just hadn't got around to it. I didn't want to rush. So yeah, I think I used most of it. I regret not taking this one. I think this acrylic wash, I don't know why I didn't bring it, but I didn't, which is the ash blue. I think the sort of grey blue would have been really good as a base for the sea, so that I could work over the top of it, but I didn't take it. I think the lawn might be getting mowed, or maybe not. I think it is. Either that, we just need to get in there. Anyway, that's exciting. That's the most exciting thing that's happening to me today, is the lawn might be getting a mow. Right, I am going to say, let me know in the comments which of the sketches you liked. Have you visited any of those ports, and have you ever cruised? Because that was our 5th cruise, I think. Really enjoyed it. We always do. I would say it was so busy. There was over 6,500 people on board, which was pretty unpleasant. So I spent quite a lot of time on my balcony, but that's okay. I quite like my own company. So if you've done cruises, which ports do you like? Which ones are good for sketching at? The lawnmower's going on. It's time for me to go. Have a good week, and I will see you soon. Bye.